fun way to test your knowledge and learn more about our history. Get your copy of Dominic Anu, Dominica in Puzzle. Fun for the whole family. Available now on Amazon.com. Visit pushpast10.com to learn more. Email us at dominicainpuzzle@gmail.com or call 877-698-9894.
Push station, come on in, join in, check in, post a message, let us know where you are joining us from. Simone Matthew here, and if this is your first time on our Push Past TED platform, we are all about harnessing the power of technology, international radio, and social media to leverage the expertise and experiences of our people for the benefit of us all. So welcome to another engaging program here on Push Past 10. As you're coming in, please remember to share the live so we can get as much exposure as possible for this program. We also always like to start the program on a note of gratitude. So what are you grateful for today? As for me, I am grateful for everyone who continues to follow the page, who sees the value of sharing our content so that we are now able to reach about 226,000 in audience in the last 28 days. So that's quite an accomplishment. And we want to thank you for always sharing our content and for following the page. We also want to thank, the last time I checked, it was about 250 new followers to the page. So we want to welcome our new followers. And we don't want to forget to thank our sponsors, and our partners who ensure that our programs continue. So we say a very special thank you to Q95 FM Radio. We say thank you to Dominica News Online, DNO. And we also want to say a very special thank you to TDN Radio. So guys, come on in, share the live as you're coming in. We're having a great program for you this evening, and we are happy to be joined by the executive members of Project Discovery Dominica. So, we spend a lot of time talking about youth development and, the youth need to create paths for themselves. Well, today we are joined by a group of dynamic Dominicans who are doing just that. So without any further ado, let us go ahead and welcome them to the program as they tell us who they are and their different roles in the organization. So a man who needs absolutely no introduction, we will start with you, Mr. Richie Farrell. Welcome to the program.
Thank you, Dr. Matthew. Well, as some would know, I am Richie Farrell. I am a multimedia journalist by profession. I am also the communications director for Project Discovery Dominica, which is a new role for me, and I've been fitting in quite well.
Mm-hmm. Excellent. So let us hear from Beverly. Beverly, introduce yourself, please.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Beverly Libla. The hat that I'm wearing tonight is the hat of one of the the director of Project Discovery Dominica, as well as the administrator for CariFed. So this is the hat I'm wearing. I wear many hats, but this is the one I'm wearing tonight on this program.
Absolutely. Thank you for being here. And I want to make sure I get your name correctly, so forgive me if I don't. Jayon, no? Tell us about you. Are you muted?
Good night, everyone. My name is Jayud Nadezi, and I am the communication officer of Project Discovery Dominica.
Yes, thank you for being here. And last but certainly not least, Raquel.
Good evening. My name is Raquel Libla. I'm the treasurer of Project Discovery Dominica.
Yes, so thank you guys. Thank you for being here and for sharing the important work that you're doing for yourself and for the youth of Dominica. So let's just jump right into the conversation and tell us, what is Project Discovery Dominica? So we're just going to open up the discussion, so don't necessarily wait for me to call on you. If you have a contribution to make, just go ahead and make the contribution, and let me make sure I share this program while you are doing so. So what is Project Discovery Dominica?
Okay, so I'll take the first bat. Project Discovery Dominica, first off, is a non-profit company. I should say it was registered with the Corporate Affairs and Intellectual Property Office of the Government of Barbados, basically under the Companies Act of Barbados. And that was done, I believe, December 22nd, 2008. This company is designed as a community service learning program for students of Caribbean schools. So, needless to say, Project Discovery Dominica is not just limited. Project Discovery is not just limited to Dominica. Dominica is a part of that holistic vision. And speaking of vision, the vision statement of Project Discovery Dominica would be it exists to be a model of community service learning, engaging participants in decompartmentalized learning with an integrated approach which optimizes information and experience to revolutionize the perspectives and opportunities for young people while focusing on sustainable development and environmental uh, practices. Our mission or the mission of Project Discovery is to facilitate the total development of students at the pre-university stage. So it focuses more on students at the pre-university stage, more college students, um, and at that stage, it focuses on their development to build clearly defined bridges linking academic development to community service and to make students more globally aware in a more practical sense, culturally literate as well, and civically engaged and responsive to the needs of others. We see, if I may just interject here, we see even in our country, basically a lack in ethics. And I basically say that with no apology because it's true. You go to certain places and people in high office, the way they would approach you, you can also link that to customer service to an extent, but it all stems into the person's character, the person's attitude, what they grew up with. Project Discovery aims to be a gap, basically, sorry, it aims to fill the gap between people having that ethical approach to what they do. So academic learning is fine. Learning a skill is fine. Getting that professional skill is fine. But then project discovery aims to go beyond just the traditional, learning method. It aims to teach you real skills that you can actually use in life and that it makes you a more holistic person. You're more approachable, you're more easy to work with, you're more of a team player. And these are the programs, of course, Project Discovery, creates, and that's the innovative approach that we are taking.
Yes,
So,
and that was quite a mouthful. So I'm really happy, Richie, that you gave us all this wonderful explanations. But I think what we can do as well in terms of helping us to better understand what is Project Discovery Dominica and Project Discovery in general is just kind of tell us some of your goals, your objectives. So again, I'm opening the floor. Ladies, feel free to chime in with any thoughts that you have on the questions. So what are some of the goals and objectives? And also let's talk about why you as individuals decided to become a part of this organization.
If I may just join in terms of how Project Discovery actually came to Dominica and how we
Yes.
found out about Project Discovery. As Richie rightly said, it exists in other Caribbean countries. And one of my network partners really reached out to me and told me about the program. And so when I got the curriculum, I realized that is something that we need, being an educator and understanding that education goes far beyond what you receive in your academic journey. It's basically, in a nutshell, how I explain it and how I see Project Discovery is more like an experiential learning approach where you get to put into practice what you would have learned in the classroom. And then, so when I looked at when the document was sent, and I realized that Dominica was the only country within the region, because we had Antigua, they had chapters in Antigua and Barbados and Saint Kitts, and our flag was nowhere on that document. So I kind of reached out to different organizations which I thought might be interested. And but I didn't really get the kind of interest that I really wanted. But I just felt it was something that our students need from. And I mean, Richie pointed out a very important aspect in terms of ethics. And there's something that was in our school curriculum that is no longer in our school curriculum, and that is civics, teaching you to be a good citizen. And I think this is the missing link in our curriculum. So project discovery is actually like an expansion of the curriculum. It gives value, it adds that value-based education approach to what we teach. So it's not a new education, it's not a new curriculum, it's not something where the teachers will say, oh, you're going to add something else. No, it is something that really, it puts the icing on the cake. You know, it it kind
Well,
of
yeah.
puts the icing on the cake. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Because, education is not just about academics,
Yeah.
right? Education is also about being a good citizen and knowing what your civic responsibilities are. So it kind of takes education beyond the academics. That is what I am getting from you. So maybe we can hear from our two young ladies in terms of why they decided to join Project Discovery Dominica. Can you guys hear us? Okay, so we're going to move on because I'm not sure if you guys are ready to participate, or maybe it's not, you're not hearing. Raquel, can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Okay, so can you answer the question?
So I didn't have a
Okay.
reason to join for the discovery, basically.
Can
So my auntie, Beverly, she
everyone hear me
introduced
now?
me to the program. And I was intrigued by it. So I say, that's a good thing. So let me just join and stay on.
Okay. And Jayuna, can you tell us why you decided to join as well? Yeah, I'm not sure. I'm not sure if she's hearing us. I'm not sure if her internet is working. But guys, let's continue with the discussion. So as of now, how
Okay.
many
I
members do you
was
have?
trying to mute my mic.
Okay, go ahead.
Can everybody hear me now?
Yes, go ahead.
Okay, finally. So I was trying to say that the reason why I joined Project Discovery Dominica, from a young age since high school, I've always been involved in community groups, school groups, and so forth. So when I heard about Project Discovery Dominica and how it is based on not just service learning but also helping young people to develop skills, I saw it as an opportunity to not only develop myself as a holistic individual but also to serve the community that helped raise me. And I saw it as a good opportunity to put myself out there and do something meaningful for my community and encourage young people like myself.
Absolutely, excellent. But how many members, when did this program begin in Dominica, and how many members do you currently have?
Well, we are not official. This is the unique. This what we are having now is very unique to Dominica. Whereas the other region, they launched their project discovery and then they hosted CariFed. We are actually doing two things at once. So we have not been officially launched. And the plan is during CariFed, which is going to take place in August, we're going to have the launching of the Project Discovery Dominica. And at the same time, we're going to have the opening of CariFed. So we're in the process while we are preparing to host CariFed, we are also preparing to recruit our members. So we do have our executive, and I must say that the young people, they have been really sharing about Project Discovery with their friends, and their friends now are just like Giordina said, and Raquel. Once they hear about it, and they really, I think they do a very good job, because now they're into Project Discovery. Now they're understanding the purpose of Project Discovery. They are doing the recruitment themselves. They're telling their friends what it is like, what the benefits of it and the importance of it, and then so their friends are expressing interest in being part of Project Discovery. So what we are doing now, the secretary has now prepared, with the help of our regional director, they're preparing a registration package. So we are finalizing our registration, our membership registration form, which we will share on our Facebook page and the website. So we will be recruiting members, but at the same time, we are preparing to host CariFed. So this is basically where we are right now.
And I want us to talk a little bit more about CariFed in just a little bit. But Richie, tell us about some of the projects that are ongoing with Project Discovery. So tell us some of the projects that, again, you guys are getting ready to launch in Dominica. But in general, what are some of the projects? Because I think that will help us to better understand what the organization is all about. Unmute your mic.
Yes, sorry. The project that we're working on is CariFed. Um, Granted, there will be multiple projects, but we're kind of focusing on this one to
Okay.
ensure that it comes up well because CariFed is more than just an event. It spans 10 days, I believe, from August 7th to the 17th. And it's more of like a camp with educational and civic minded principles being taught into the participants. So it's really that. That's
Right.
what we're focusing on. And of course, I can have Gionda give more details in terms of the activities that we will be having at CariFed 2024.
Right, but before we do so, what I want to do, I want to share your website because I'm assuming that some of these programs, you can see, let me make sure you can actually see the screen. I'm assuming that now that you're part of CariFeed, that some of these programs, such as the seminar series, innovation and development, scholarship and student assistance, advocacy, research and documentation. Will that be, once you've completed CariFed, will that be some of the initiatives that Dominicans will be able to benefit from?
Well, again, Simone, as usual, you're right on target,
Right on cue.
right on cue. So yes, these are projects. These are very exciting projects. We'll be delving into after CariFed
Okay,
2024.
right.
It would be done in our own way, but yes, to the benefit of youth of this country.
Yes, absolutely. So, Jayonda, go ahead and tell us about CariFed. I think Richie alluded to you. Will tell us more of exactly what. So, tell us the date, the length of the program, and what participants can expect during the time of CariFed in Dominica. Unmute your mic.
So CariFed is an activity hosted by Project Discovery annually, and every year it is hosted on a different Caribbean island. Fortunately, this year, for the very first time, Dominica will be hosting CariFed, and this event will run from August 7th to 17th, so it's approximately 2 weeks. And it's a program where young people get to meet each other. They get to immerse themselves in different cultures. They get to learn new skills, and they get to go through youth development training, attend seminars, go on hikes. It's just almost like an educational camp, a getaway staycation, but educational.
Yeah, and who is eligible to be a part of Project Discovery? Who is eligible to be a part of CariFed? So, what would be the ideal candidate? What would that person look like?
Youths attending, if I'm not mistaken, all youths attending CariFed should be above the age of 16. 16, because
Yeah,
this
did you
is
guys
not
hear the
only, this
question?
is for security reasons as well as consent, because it is important to know that that child is responsible, they can be trusted to take care of themselves. So you have to be above the age of 16 to participate, and you have to be a member of Project Discovery from whatever island it is. You just have to be a registered member over the age of 16 in order to attend CariFed.
Yeah, and I know there's a cost associated with being a part of this program. So let's talk about, the cost and the options for paying the program. And also what I did, I went ahead and posted the link to your website, and I also posted the link to your Facebook page for anyone who's interested in getting more information
Okay, that's great. I think I see the link now. I'm sharing it actually to my network.
Excellent. Yeah, so the cost of the program?
I think the program generally costs 550 US dollars, and then that would be basically equivalent to 1,005 or 1,490 EC dollars.
Mhm.
And what about when you once you pay that forum fee, that's it. You don't have to pay anything else, and when we have to look and when you have to think of the activities, it covers that fee covers your meals, it covers your transportation in terms of your field trips, it covers your accommodation. So once you pay that fee, that's it.
Mhm.
um Last year we were fortunate to have sent 3 young people to Trinidad because it was held in Trinidad last year, and having taken part in CARIFED for the very first time, and then to host it the following year. This is really an achievement for us in Dominica. We took part last year, the very first time, and we are hosting it. But we just want people to know, and we have to think of it. It is summer. I know a lot of parents probably want to send their children overseas. Now, the forum fee is the cost of the ticket, but when you send your child overseas on a ticket, then you have to think of pocket money, you have to think of shopping money, you have to think of everything else. But once with that fee, once you pay that fee, that's it. You don't have to pay anything. It covers everything. So
Mhm.
that is the fee for CARIFED.
Mhm. And how many Dominicans have registered to date? Do you know?
I know basically everybody on the executive should have already registered.
Mhm.
In terms of the numbers, it is really been managed because we are not officially launched. So the
Mhm.
regional office is actually managing the terms of registration.
Mhm.
So I know between Dominica, Barbados, Trinidad, we already have pretty close to almost 30 young people registered.
Okay,
And
and what is the max that can register?
we're looking, our numbers, we're looking at having at least 50 young people
Okay.
across the region. Yeah.
Okay, and one of the reasons I'm happy that you guys are here, and I went ahead and shared this program all over the place, including especially to our business owner, is that businesses can sponsor to have a young person be a part of this incredible opportunity to go beyond just academics, the importance of sustainable development, the importance of protecting the environment, the importance of being a world citizen. I think, in essence, that is what I'm hearing that you guys are supporting in terms of taking the young person beyond the classroom to say that being a good citizen, being a citizen of this global world, involves a lot more than just the academics that you are receiving. So I think there's so many important benefits that can come from having our young people actively involved in this process. But as we continue the conversation, let's just talk about some of your successes to date and any challenges that you are facing, even pre-launch.
Before we even talk about, I just wanted to go back to a point that you just made in terms
Yes.
of the business people, because a lot of times when businesses advertise for posts, they look for experience. So a business person investing in a young person to
Mhm.
attend CARIFED is already investing in their potential employee.
Mhm.
So if a business person wants to, you want to, and you invest, you have to so you're actually training the person before the person comes. So when they will ask for experience, that person's already coming with that experience of event management. That person is
Mhm.
coming with the experience of being your public relation officer. That person is coming with the experience of the ability to manage projects, because this is basically, because it is a youth-led organization. So as the executive and the advisors, our role as the adults is basically to provide guidance. But everything about the organization, the young people are the one leading it. So
Mhm.
investing in a young person to attend CARIFED, you are investing in your potential employee. When that person comes to you, they have received that the soft skills. You're actually putting plans on the bridge that they can come and make a difference in your organization. So I'm happy when you talk about businesses investing in the young person to attend CARIFED. And so if you are listening out there and you're following this page and you want to invest, you want to support a young person, you can send us an email at pddom@gmail.com, or you
Let me
can
let me
send a
type that
message.
in.
You can give us a call.
Let me type that in real quick. Project. Project this.
Discovery
Uh huh.
DOM
DOM.
at gmail.com.
All right. So guys, again, Project Discovery DOM@gmail.com, and I am posting it to the
And you,
comment section for everyone on YouTube and Facebook, so you will be able to know exactly how to get in touch with them. Now, is there a deadline for registration for CariFed?
well, we are still accepting registration until we hit our quota. We are, I mean, as with everything, you have to put structure, but we still are accepting registration. At least you have to try to get your registration in before the end of June, or some in the by the 7th of July, because we need to have the numbers to arrange logistics, because we have to arrange transportation logistics, we have to arrange other administrative logistics. So registration basically will be, we want to look at the end of June to the first week of July, because CariFed starts in August. The regional director will be on island from the 4th of August. So we want to ensure, because we have to have transportation, and then because transportation to carry, to transport from the airport to the venue, as well as the transportation for the field trips. So we are extending the deadline at least by the 30th of June to the first week in July, so we can ensure we have the numbers, who is coming, how many people are we going to be catering for. So basically, that's
Yeah,
how.
and where will the participants be staying? Is there a particular hotel that they will be staying
Well,
at?
we'll be using the Portsmouth
Accommodations?
Secondary School
Okay,
in the
okay.
north part of the island. So the Portsmouth Secondary School in the northern part of the island.
Oh, excellent. Because I know back in the day, we had this exchange program where we had some young people coming from Guadeloupe, and they actually stayed at the St. Mary's Academy. And I think that was one of their best experiences. It wasn't a fancy hotel. It wasn't, some five-star hotel. It was just the St. Mary's Academy, and we would go every day to visit them. And it was such an important exchange, just having folks from the other islands. So, Richie, let me come over to you. Any thoughts on challenges that you guys are facing right now, and how our community can support you? And again, Raquel and Giordana, you guys can feel free to jump in as well in the conversation. So, Richie, any successes and challenges that you want to talk to us about, and how can we support you?
Okay, sure. But first off, I would like, afterward that I present, I would like Raquel to actually touch um, on the CariFed Challenge, which is one of the biggest activities that we'd be doing at
Good.
CariFed. But yeah, the challenge that we're actually experiencing would be to get our participants or potential participants or students registered faster to CariFed, so that we can speed up logistics. Um, but I would say pretty much things are going relatively smoothly.
Good.
What we are, and we thank God for that. What we need now is to fill that quota that Ms. Libla touched on. At least 50 people. We have the accommodation, as she mentioned. The PSS grounds is what we're using, and the staff at PSS. We must say thank you to them for coming on board and allowing us to use basically their premises, Ministry of Education as well. Thank you so much. And I'm not sure if I can single out a particular minister, but he's doing a great job and he knows himself.
Well, I'm sure he would be happy if you recognize him. It's
Is
a
that okay,
positive thing.
Libla? Is that okay, Miss Libla? Can I call his name?
Go right ahead, because
It's a
I mean, it
positive
was
thing.
very.
Honorable Oscar George, thank you sincerely for your assistance so far. And to all the others at the Ministry of Education, thank you guys so much for coming on board and realizing the importance of not just the vision of Project Discovery, Dominica, but what we're doing and what we plan to do. And this is good. This is good. When you have this unification of civil society, of central government coming together, bringing resources to an NGO to get things like this done. Like Ms. Leblanc said, it's a positive repercussion. That's what I call it. It's like a domino effect. You are investing literally into the future of this country. You're building the human resource from a very formative stage in their lives, and that's going to affect Dominica extremely positively. Can you imagine, 50, 300 Dominicans with that positive mindset, that level of positive attitude, civic minded, well-rounded Dominicans. We're not talking about a Dominican that will get vexed with you for a little thing and want to victimize you on this kind of a nonsense when they get into positions of power, but rather people who would rather resolve matters in an amicable sense, civility, which is lacking. Project Discovery gives that. And so, through the programs that we're doing now and what we plan to do. And so when we get this involvement, thank you again to the Ministry of Education. It really sends a positive message to the youth who are currently involved in it right now. So again, the challenge that we're having is just meeting that quota faster. We're now at 30, I believe, or 31. We want to get that going up to 50. And I really admonish, all the business owners in Dominica, my good friend and mentor, Sam Raphael, calling out to you. You
Yep.
on the hot seat, please send, a lucky student, to CariFed 2024.
Yeah, because it will
Because
almost be like a scholarship.
yeah, it's like you're giving them a getaway,
Yeah.
like Gionda said, except there's an educational value, and I would say a reformation of developing a proper attitude towards life. So it's
Yeah, and I'm happy you answered the next question I was about to ask, the involvement of the ministry. I was about to ask if there's, involvement, because this is just such an important initiative.
they're there, and I'm
Good,
so
good,
happy, yeah, because
good.
I'm happy that it's not just the normal status quo thing happening. They actually came on board, and
Good.
that's very good. That's very good.
Yes, I'm excited to hear that. So, Raquel, I think Richie had called on you earlier to tell us about a particular challenge for CariFed, and then Gianda, I'll come over to you.
So I'll be speaking on the CariFed Challenge, which is scheduled for the 16th of August from 8 a.m. to 11 a.m. The CariFed Challenge is an in-forum competition to all youth of CariFed, except youth who were winners. So the previous winners of the CariFed Challenge cannot take part in the CariFed Challenge this year. Teams are randomly selected on the first day of the forum, and the challenge is presented to each team in writing at the time of selection. The challenge is usually to create the concept of a product, company, or project that forms a solution for an issue of regional significance. The issue is directly related to the theme of the respective CariFed. So the challenge would be on the sustainable ecotourism in the Caribbean, as this is this year's theme of CariFed. Teams present their solution to a panel of local experts, none of whom should be chosen from the leadership of CariFed or Project Discovery. The members of the winning team each receive a sponsorship covering the full forum fee at the very next CariFed. So, if you win this CariFed challenge, you get a free CariFed.
Oh, yes. Well, thank you very much for that. Well, let's just acknowledge everyone who is joining us on the Facebook Live. I think we lost someone. I think we lost Miss LeBlanc. So if she can come back in, that'd be great. But we have Joshua Mills, Marva Telemac is here with us. We have Sandra Silva, Petra Carbon George. Petra, great to have you on board. Mano Parilon, Errol Emmanuel. Hi, Errol. Nice to have you on board. So, guys, thank you so much for being here. Don't forget to share the live as you are coming in. I see we have Amanda Carbon, and she says, Cousin Raquel, proud of you. Charles said, period. Raquel, not sure what that means. Tyrone Joe King, great job, guys. So thank you so much for your comments and your feedback. Let's bring back someone who dropped a minute ago as we continue the conversation. So Jayanda, I want to come to you. So paint a picture for us, right? So I'm on the fence and I'm trying to think of if this is
Yes,
really a group I want to
seems to be
join.
having some
If this is,
technical issues.
can you hear me?
Yes, but can you hear me now?
Yes.
because
Yes, we can hear
my
you. We
screen
can hear
was
you.
lagging a bit.
Yes, that's okay. We can
Okay,
hear you. But let's say we have a young person who's on the
great.
fence. Convince me why I should join Project Discovery Dominica and why I should sign up for CariFed. So paint a picture of what I should expect when I come and get me excited.
Communication officer, I think it's my job to convince people that this is the best decision they can make for this summer,
Uh-huh.
because Project Discovery is not just about, doing community service hours and going to a place for 2 weeks. It involves a lot of youth development training, because it was I was interested to see the title on the screen. We talk about youth development, but what specifics to the thing? Because we have a lot of activities planned. For example, we have horseback riding. We want to go to the Kalinago territory. We'll be going on hikes, visiting rivers, and we have some training that is available. And we have some training that is available, and it is part of our 200 it's a 200-hour
Mhm.
program. Basically, we'll be teaching 4 to 6 students or children, whoever sign up for CariFed, how to not just cook a meal, but how to plan a menu, because it is important when serving people to know what goes with what. Because you wouldn't want to serve someone white meat with red wine. It wouldn't be very palatable. So we will be doing that as well. And we will be doing protocol training, which is very, very important, because many people don't know what is eco-tourism. So we will be doing that as well. And we will be doing protocol training, which is very, very important,
Ah, I think she
because
froze.
there'll be educational
Yeah.
seminars for people participating in CariFed, where they will get to learn not just about project discovery, but about our theme, which is sustainable ecotourism in the Caribbean. We'll have seminars on what is ecotourism, how does it help our environment on a whole, the importance of it to our economy and tourism in the Caribbean. So it's when you put it all together, it's like a vacation and education. It's just an amazing package, and I would really encourage all young people to be there, because, for example, we have a contingent coming from Barbados. It's 13 young people, and they have never been to Dominica. So this would be a chance to not just stay on your island. If you're in Dominica, stay on your island, but you get to visit places and you get to meet new people and share cultures, learn things about different islands, because not everybody has the opportunity to travel to a different island every summer. So you could probably leave that island, living that island through the experiences that people who have lived there before can share with you.
Hmm. Yeah, and I was just thinking about the incredible exposure for Dominica, because here you have folks coming in from other islands to discover Dominica. So, are you guys working with Discover Dominica Authority on this? Because I can see the potential of this program to give great exposure to Dominica. Richie, any work with Discover Dominica Authority?
At the moment, no. It is something that we can look at because we have
Mhm.
thought of that. We had some, I would say, informal conversations among ourselves in terms of approaching Discover Dominica Authority because it really ties into that.
Yes.
You're bringing people, yes, within Caribbean region, but each with for a variety in terms of culture and identity. So it is something that we are looking into.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, you wanted to say something, Miss Libla?
Yeah, I wanted to in terms of when Richie was talking about the challenges and the successes, this is one of our challenges also in terms of and I really want to just highlight again the role that the Ministry of Youth played in getting our because not only did they come on board this year, but they were very instrumental in ensuring that 3 young people went to Trinidad last year, and then
Good.
and this is what we promised them. I told them if they
Mhm.
cannot send 9, but at least send 3. And we promised them that if 3 young people go to Trinidad, then we would host it. So we're actually delivering on our mandate. And but our challenge though is that kind of the response that we really want in terms of getting them on board. Although I did reach out and then I would ask them for packages because we want to give our young people packages from Dominica. So I'm trying to see if they can sponsor some of the packages that we want to give them a little bag with some tokens, So this is another of our challenge that we are getting, that the kind of response probably we would want to get. Yes, we have gotten tremendous support from the Ministry of Sports through Honorable Oscar George. We had the mattresses from the sports division. We had the sponsoring. He always want to find out what's happening. And I know Richie called out on his friend to give us scholarship. We're also calling on business owners, because at this project discovery is also giving us an opportunity to enhance the environment at PSF, because the school was built for school, it was not built for accommodation. So we're looking for business owners to help us to enhance the bathroom facilities, and at the end, the physical environment will be enhanced. So if you help us to get our bathroom together, we have the area, we just need to improve on the structure. If a business owner is out there, so you know what, maybe I cannot support a student, but I can help you with your bathroom. Once when we leave Carifed and that bathroom is at the school, guess what? The students now have a learning environment that they can want to go to school, because children come to school with so many different issues. So if a child know, I'm coming to school this morning, think I don't have water, but I can come to school.
Yeah.
The guidance counselor say, okay, you can go take a bath. So right now, the school now has a bathroom facility that the students can come to school. So you see how everything is just tying together. So if you out there, you're like, okay, you know what? I may not be able to sponsor a child, but I can help you to set up your bathroom. I have a construction company. I have cement. I can give the cement. One person can give the cement. Another person give the block. Another person give the pipe. Now you investing in Carifed, but at the same time, you're investing in the education of other students, because the students at PSS will benefit from the bathroom facility that you're going to help us in. So this is another challenge, and I'm putting that out there. So if you want to support us, so we are hoping to get a positive response from the marketing officer at Discover Dominica. But this is basically, I wish we'd have gotten a better response from the other ministries. But hats off to Senator Honorable Oscar George, who has really been supporting that particular venture.
Yeah, and one step at a time, because again, this is the first year for Dominica. This is pre-launch. So, once you do a good job with this first go around, then the support and the sponsorship will come. And Tyron Joe King says, I'm looking to being in Dominica. So he's looking forward to being in Dominica. So already somebody who's excited.
That's the regional director.
Oh, good evening, Mr. Regional Director. Thank you for being here, Mr. King. Thank you for being here. And also, and again, guys, don't forget to share this on all platforms. And again, talking about sponsors, the bags that you guys are hoping to give away, the material for the sponsors can be placed in that bag and travel to wherever these young people are going back for even more exposure. So Richie, I'm happy you called out on my friend Sam Raphael, because again, promotion for Jungle Bay is just as important. So let me say good evening to my mom, Medina Stenhouse, Alvin A. Thomas, right up your lane, Alvin. We are talking to a very dynamic group of young Dominicans, because we talk so much about youth development, but the question is, what are we as a community and a society doing to help our young people? So we have this group of young people, a new initiative in Dominica called Project Discovery Dominica. And this organization is actually located on several of the other islands, including Grenada, Jamaica, St. Kitts and Nevis, Barbados, Trinidad and Tobago, and now Dominica. So an incredible opportunity for our young people again, and I'm kind of just reiterating what we talked about, a very important opportunity for our young people to go beyond just the academics of learning, but the importance of learning to be a good Dominican, a good Caribbean person, a good world citizen. So this is what Project Discovery is offering. And guys, don't forget, you can always catch the replay of this program and look through the comments, because I have posted the link to the website where you can get more information. And I have also posted the Facebook link where you can follow them. You can follow them and you can support them in everything that you're doing. And you guys, and guys, as you guys continue to build, I also think it is important to have an opportunity for those young people who are non-academics, because we have for young people who are not interested in academics. And this program is important. But in the back of your mind, I want you to also keep thinking about how can we reach those young people who are non-academic so they too can benefit from an opportunity like this. Any thoughts on that?
And I think this is where the recruitment comes in. And
Well,
is interestingly you bring that up, because these are the students we're going to recruit for membership, being members. So yes, this is part of the membership recruitment, in terms of focusing particularly on the students who maybe, because as Richie rightly said, in terms of building that civics duty, because when students are falling behind in the academics, they misbehave, they become issues for teachers, and teachers really don't want them because of their behavior. But if you teach them the proper values and the proper, you give them the skills, then they can function. So this is where, when we are recruiting our members, when we go into the schools, and then Gio can talk about the schools outreach that we plan to do as part of the recruitment drive.
Jayonda, I think you wanted to say something. Give her a minute. Internet is a little bit unpredictable. Let's give her a minute. Jayonda, can you hear us?
yes, when you were saying in regards to what are we putting in place to help students, who are not really into academics. Yes, I can hear you.
Yes, go ahead.
Okay, so you were saying what are we putting in place to help students who are not really academically inclined? And it is interesting to say that one of our main focus, as you hear, the name is Project Discovery. We help discover projects where we encourage these students to participate in community service. And interestingly, it is also one of the highlights of CariFed. Community service is one of the highlights, because in order to qualify, you should have completed at least 40 service learning hours in within the year between last CariFed and this CariFed. So for students like that who may not like, let's say you don't like maths, but you're very good with your hands, you can do skills. So probably you could work on a project where you're required to paint, or you're required to help build something, because the purpose of Project Discovery is to keep young people engaged. We're trying to keep young people off the streets, even if you don't like books. But there must be something that you like. It could be skills, you could like cooking, you could like probably plan events. So there is something for every young person. You just tell your interest and we work with you, because when we discover projects, we want young people on board who can use their skills to serve their community.
Very well said. So let me just ask, because I'm just wondering if also there is space. Let's say someone unfortunately cannot afford the 550 US to be a part of CARI, but can they join Project Discovery Dominica and not be a part of CariFed?
Definitely, because CariFed is just one aspect of the program. If you realize, so after CariFed, there's always going to be Project Discovery. So I do not, if a student person really cannot come to CariFed, but you still can be a member of Project Discovery. I really want to reiterate that don't feel like, okay, I cannot come to CariFed and that's it for me. You can still be a member of Project Discovery Dominica. You will still get the opportunities to learn the skills, and hence that's the reason I said we have a very unique position opportunity where we get to launch Project Discovery and at the same time host CariFed. So you still get that opportunity. And while I am there and we're talking about reaching out to the business places, we have an opening ceremony, but we also have a closing ceremony. And this is really going to bring together, it's going to be a formal. So again, talking about the protocol, they're going to be dressed formally. So again, you cannot send a young person to CariFed, but you have a you have a venue that you want to say, okay, you know what, this is my contribution. I'm going to give you my venue. You can use my venue to host the closing ceremony. So if you're listening, oh, there's a business place person in Portsmouth, and you say, okay, I want to host the closing ceremony because this is really going to be the closing ceremony. You're going to have the presentation of certificates and awards. The culinary team by then will have prepared this course meal, because all the meals that are going to be eaten at Carifed will be basically prepared by the culinary team. And talking about collaboration, I want to also shout out Mr. Bert Paul, who is the director of 4-H Club, because I mean, getting a culinary team was kind of a challenge, but he was able to, using what the 4-H Club did from the culinary competition, together with 3 of our young people who are showing interest. We are going to have that merging and collaboration again to get our culinary team on stream. So the pieces are, as Richie said, the pieces are coming to play, and we are connecting the dots, because now we realize, okay, you know what? We cannot continue to work in silos. We have to collaborate. There has to be some form of interagency collaboration. So this is another achievement for us. But if you're out there in Portsmouth and you have a nice venue, Intercontinental, whichever place you have, and you figure out, okay, you know what, this is a good thing, I want to be on board. I may not be able to send a young people, but you can just have my facility, and we're going to host the closing ceremony. Please, Project Discovery Dominic, DOM@gmail.com. You can send us an email or send up a message, a phone call, 615-0200. The more partnerships, the more members, the greater our network, the greater our net worth.
Let me get that phone number again. 615
0200.
0200. And for Alvin, I know Alvin Thomas, he's an incredible supporter of youth development. He's asking for more information. So guys, if you tuned in just a little bit late, I went ahead and reposted the website for Project Discovery Dominica. So that website again is www.projectdiscoverycaribbean.org/Dominica. So Alvin, again, I just went ahead and posted the link to their website. And Natalie, thank you for being here. Natalie says, great job listening all the way from Texas. So again, guys, the question we are asking this evening is, we talk about youth development, but what are we willing to do to support our youth in terms of developing their skills beyond the classroom? And again, that email address is projectdiscoverydom@gmail.com. Again, projectdiscoverydom@gmail.com. And let me go ahead and enter the phone number as well as we get ready to wind down. Richie, any other thoughts you want to share at this point?
Well, first, let me just shout out my friend Alvin Thomas. Good evening to you, sir. Yes, this is what Project Discovery is about. CARIFED 2024, it is definitely on. And I would just like to thank you, Dr. Matthew, for seeing the importance of this and reaching out to me to have this done. We appreciate this dearly, I can tell you, even on behalf of our regional director, Mr. Tyrone King. And let me just say, in terms of safety, let me just put this out there. This is something that we're taking very seriously. So when you send your kids or your young adults to CARIFED 2024, they will be safe. We will make sure of that. There will be no foul play in terms of the mixing between genders, in terms of using washroom facilities and showering, stuff of that nature. We will designate, we call them chaperones, I believe 12, or 11 or 12 of them actually providing patrol on site at the PSS grounds to ensure that, according to Ozzie Lewis, there's no buffoonery going on. Well, adults here. But this is the level of meticulous preparation that's ongoing right now, because it's big, and we want to make sure that our first impression is a lasting one. Dominica, CARIFED 2024.
Yeah, absolutely. And Shads want to know, how can I join? So guys, don't forget, the link to the website is provided, and let me make sure I direct you to the page where it talks about signing up. So if you go to the website, you can click, let's see, we're on Dominica. So where on the website in Dominica can we go for the application form, guys? Just direct me real quick. Application form.
Actually, the application form isn't completed for Dominica as yet, but you can contact us or email us and we will write down your name. And when the application form is ready, we'll reach out to you and send it to you.
Okay, absolutely. So, Shads, I hope you got that information. So let me repeat the
And
email address one more time, guys. If you're looking to be a sponsor, if you're looking to sign up for this incredible opportunity, Project Discovery DOM at gmail.com. And don't forget, you can catch the replay. And I like the question that Alvin just asked as we get ready to wind down, because he and I have had this conversation many, many times. He says, not wanting to sound discriminatory, given where our young men are so disengaged. Yeah, thank you for muting. Let's say that again. Not wanting to sound discriminatory, given where our young men are so disengaged, how is this project initiative geared towards encouraging our young men? So we kind of touched on that a little bit in terms of having opportunities for both academics and non-academics. But I think, at this point, we're seeing a need for a focus on our young men. So just some ideas to keep in the back of your mind, and just look around the Dominica society, because I think that you as an organization have an incredible opportunity to impact all the various sectors of
Dr. Simone,
youth development.
if I may interject quickly,
Yes,
let me just answer what Alvin is asking. That's an
yes,
excellent question, Mr. Thomas. Um, Project Discovery will be undertaking different projects. I just want to make that clear. And it will focus on the different aspects of our society as it relates to youth development and capacity building of the human resource. Um, and we're linking academics and skill sets again to the whole idea of ethics, practical, training in terms of skill sets, what you're gonna experience when you enter the world of work, but also in terms of personal development. So there's a lot of personal development going on during the programs that we're going to launch. CariFed being the first one, it focuses again on pre-university students and basically youth within the age range or above the age range of 16 and upwards. That age range, it's a formative part of anybody growing up, and we kind of want to again bring in that sense of community and that practical work ethic into the individual. So that's really the focus for that project. But there will be projects centered around young men, building our young men, because I understand. I mean, I'm in Dominica. I see it every day. There are gaps, Dr. Sibo. There are gaps, and Project Discovery Dominica hopes to fill those gaps and bring hope to our youth in this country.
yeah, absolutely. Well, guys, thank you for being here. And I'm also going to recommend during Carry Feed, you do a lot of video footage. So that will be
also,
a
I would
great
like to add,
selling.
Also, let me interject. All the entire Trinidad and Tobago contingent comprises of male individuals only.
Okay, say that one more time.
The entire contingent from Trinidad and Tobago comprises of male individuals only.
Okay, excellent. So that's a good start. Jayonda, you wanted to say something? Give her a minute. The internet is a little bit temperamental. She's gonna hear me in a little while.
like, I just wanted to remind everyone to follow our Facebook page because as communications officer, it's Project Discovery Dominica, PDDOM. So please go and follow. The more the merrier, and you will get the information quickly.
Yes, thank you. Well, thank you
And
everyone.
our president is a male. The president of the executive is a male. So we do have male involvement. We just a matter of we had to kind of schedule different people. So we
Right.
do consider that. And our president is a male. And hopefully Once we have more members on the communication team, we're going to have a mixed gender. So we do focus on that. So, but thank you for that question. We'll keep that in mind.
Right, and it's important. It's a good balance of both male and female. So I think that is a wonderful balance. But I was just mentioning the importance of having video documentary. Even when you get sponsors, it will be very important to have videos that you can share with the general public in terms of their contribution to the program. So, guys, I want to thank you for being with us. Any final thoughts before we wind down this evening? We're good. All right. Excellent. Well, thank you for being here, Richie.
Thank you for the
Well,
opportunity.
yes, suffice it to say that this was a great engagement. Thank you, Push Past 10. And of course, to my colleagues here, I call them colleagues because we're all on the same team. It was really, really, everybody had a busy week. So far, we're approaching midweek and it's already busy, but they made the time. Thank you so much, guys. And to the listeners and viewers, thank you so much. And the people sharing interest, Mr. Thomas, I always appreciate you, you know that. And, to everyone, viewing and showing support, we appreciate that greatly. And your investment will not go in vain. Thank you so much.
Absolutely. And Mr. King, thank you again for being here. He says the culinary team has several males also. Anthony Simon, thank you for being here. This sounds like a great initiative for our young people in Dominica. Good evening, everyone. So, guys, thank you for being here. I thought I heard somebody trying to say something.
Yes, I just want to shout out my parents and my friends, the Shatters. So have a good evening, everyone.
Yes, yes. Thank you, guys. So we're going to wind down the program with the video, the great video that you did, the good video presentation that you did. So with that, we say good evening, guys. Don't forget, follow Push Past 10. Our audience continues to grow, 226,000 in the last 28 days. So that is quite a reach. And of course, if you are looking to promote an organization, a small business, an event, a book, a song, whatever you're looking to promote, always reach me through Facebook Messenger or pushpast10@gmail.com. So that is pushpast10.com as we continue to harness the power of international radio, technology, social media for the benefit of us all. So guys, thank you for being here. Have a wonderful evening. Richie, please keep me posted on everything that is going on and where we can give additional support. So thank you and have a wonderful evening. Take care.
Thank you. Good night, everybody.
Good night.
Good night.